Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Welcome back to another Planty video. So in this one, we are going to be tackling my propagations. Now, could be a lofty goal, but by the end of this video, I want to have addressed all of my propagations that are ready to be addressed. So basically all my propagations that are hanging around that are rooted, need to get potted up. I want to go through my propagation boxes and get those plants all situated. I feel like, you know, I've really started propagating less this year, but I feel like for some reason right now I've just had a lot of propagations kind of building up. So yeah, I want to get them all potted because I tend to put that off. I don't know what it is, but especially water propagations, I'll just leave them forever. So I need to start prioritizing and trying to stay on top of them a little bit better. This is why I try to be very intentional with propagation as well, because it is very easy to just end up with a house completely overrun with propagations, which, you know, may not be a bad thing, but I am already overrun by large plants, so we do not need their offspring in here as well. I'm too young to be a grandma. I'm going camping soon, and then I'm probably going to be starting working on all of this when I get back, but I wanted to get things rolling. And I also wanted to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is Ana Luisa. And I'm so excited, y'all, because I've recently got a couple new pieces from Ana Luisa, so I've been really excited to share them with you. First of all, if you don't know who Ana Luisa is, they're the makers of the jewelry that I'm wearing all the time. I wear their necklaces every single day. I wear this ear cuff basically every single day also. Oh my gosh, I don't have my bracelets on. I took them off because I had an MRI and I haven't put them back on yet. So I need to do that stat because y'all know that I love my bracelets so much, especially since I'm a nail girly. Any jewelry around the hands is just my favorite. I am, however, wearing some Ana Luisa rings, and I really want to tell you about this new one that I have here because I'm so happy with it. Okay, hopefully this focuses, but do you see that? It is a snake, which is so cool, and I've never had a snake ring like this before that wraps around completely. I am actually obsessed. I love that it is like a combo of edgy and dainty. Like, it's not super chunky or anything, so it looks really pretty, but it's a snake, which is just cool as heck. And even better, I'll insert B-roll so that you can see because I can't twist my hand enough, but this fits on my thumb like perfectly. And I have been searching for a thumb ring for so long, I can't even tell you. Rings never work out on my thumb, but for some reason, I guess the shape of this one, it just sits perfectly on my thumb. So I have been just super stoked about that. Really excited to have added that one into my ring rotation. And the second piece that I got, which I'm equally obsessed with, is actually an anklet. And I don't have any anklets, and I've been thinking that would be so cute for summer. I feel like they give just such a cool and ethereal vibe, and I love the hearts on this one. It is perfect. I think it looks so gorgeous, and it is definitely going to be one of those pieces for me that I just don't take off because I love it so much. And that's what I love about Ana Luisa. Not only do they offer their jewelry at affordable prices, the pieces start at just $39, but they are really high quality, they're water resistant, they're hypoallergenic, they don't leave any weird staining on your skin or anything like that. There's so many options to choose from on their website, and they offer fast and free shipping within the US and affordable shipping everywhere else. They also have a worry-free guarantee and offer a 2-year warranty on all of their products. I'm such a big fan of Ana Luisa. Their pieces have definitely become everyday staples for me. So I'm so grateful for them to continue sponsoring the channel because they are a brand that I continue to love and use literally every day. If you would like to check out their long-lasting and affordable jewelry, I will have Ana Luisa linked down below in the description box. Okay, y'all, I am back home from camping with renewed energy to tackle a bunch of planty propagations. So, oh my goodness, I'm overwhelmed. So this is gonna be a long video, okay? Just be warned, because we have a lot of propagations that we need to get through today. I wanna get as many of these potted up as possible. It's just gonna feel so good to get on top of these because some of them have been, they've become neglected. They've become neglected propagations. So we're going in with the goal to sort everyone out today. So I figured I've been running around downstairs trying to gather all of my supplies. I have a bunch of self-watering pots here, and I'm just getting, there's just so many, and especially with the propagation boxes and everything, I don't know which pots I'm gonna end up needing. So I think that we are going to do a little rundown of all the propagations and kind of talk through a game plan here. This is gonna be a very just casual, laid back, play this video while you're doing plant chores kind of vibe. So yeah, in an attempt to organize my brain a little bit, we're just gonna start off by doing a little show and tell of all of them, which is, oh, I thought that the Thurstonii was blooming, and I was like, I've never seen that before. No, that's a new leaf. Wait. I think it's a new leaf. If this flowered, is it a flower coming in? Do you see this right here? It must be a new leaf, but it looks like it could, well, I don't know, it's hard to say. Anyways, so I've gathered up almost all, let me show you. They're right here beside me on the table, so you can get an idea of what the situation is. Now, I always say I don't really propagate that much anymore, but yet I find myself having a lot of propagations at any given time, so I don't know how that works. Anywho, right here we have my Begonia Thurstonii and my Begonia Sinbad, which I think that the Sinbad has done a lot better with rooting. I think the Thurstonii, oops, only one of them rooted the last time I checked, so we will see when I pull these out. We are losing leaves left and right here. I think, well, actually the Sinbad is going to go back into the mother plant, but the Begonia Thurstonii, I don't have a mother plant anymore. I just took cuttings and I thought that they would root up no problem, but they did indeed have problems, which is kind of scary. See, this one has barely any, like just tiny roots coming in there. So I think, I don't know, honestly. This is where I get stuck because I kind of want to try LECA, but I also don't want to take a risk with my last pieces of Begonia Thurstonii. You know what I mean? Because it's one of my favorite begonias. Maybe I'll do two. Maybe I'll do one in soil and one in LECA just for some experimentation, because I just haven't been having luck with this begonia for a couple of years now, honestly. And I don't know what it's related to. So I think I'll do two of the cuttings in LECA and then one of them in soil as a backup in case the LECA fails. I think that is going to be my decision. And let me just grab out, I'm gonna kind of go through the pots that I have. So I'm gonna do this one for the LECA, and like I said, Begonia Sinbad is gonna go in with the mother plant. Next on my list to pot up, we have my Solanum Mullianum, which has been doing amazing, honestly. This has been rooting in sphagnum. I took this propagation. Oh, I also forgot to say that this is almost all of my propagations, but I do have a couple just kind of random ones that I wanted to wait a little bit longer, or I have some anthurium, like my anthurium seedlings, and I have other anthuriums in sphagnum moss that I'm going to be not potting up today because I'm doing an anthurium care day on Patreon later this week, actually. So those I'm not going to be including in this video, but other than that, this is almost all of my propagations. There's just like a couple random ones that I'm not including for one reason or another. So yeah, this is like a pretty full-on day of plant care, or like a big task that we have ahead of us. Solanum Mullianum, absolutely stunning. This is such a dark, beautiful, velvety plant. This just got so stringy on me, so leggy, was not looking great. So I ended up taking cuttings, popping them in sphagnum, and they have, at first they looked really bad, and I was like, oh no, are these not going to make it? But then once they started, I guess, establishing themselves and growing roots, it completely perked up, and now it has been doing super well. I might end up keeping this in my Millsbo cabinet because I think it's been doing better in there than on the Vitjo shelf. And I know that you don't have to grow these in cabinet conditions, but I feel like you have to be really on top of watering. Speaking of that though, I had it in soil before, and I think I'm gonna be doing pond this time, and we'll see how that goes. And I guess if it starts looking bad, maybe I will take a backup cutting regardless, because I am kind of scared. I feel like this is part of the reason that I end up with propagations, because I will take backup cuttings when I'm just nervous about a plant not making it. But yeah, I'm really excited that this one is doing so well. It's just such a unique plant. So this one, I could do something like this, I feel, or I could just do like a glass jar or a cup kind of thing. I think this type of pot might be better with LECA. So I might end up reusing a glass container, sorry, a plastic container like this just for now to try that one in pond. So I'll probably end up using this one, which I'll talk about next, I guess. So this is my Syngonium frosted heart that I was trying to propagate. I did this in, I don't know which video, maybe one of my plant chores videos or my long planty vlogs, I'm not really sure. But this was a bit of a last ditch effort to propagate my Syngonium frosted heart. I did 2 cuttings in perlite. One I put on the windowsill, one I put under the Barina lights on the Vitsto shelf. This is the one that was on the windowsill. As you can see, it did not do well. It completely just, I guess, rotted. Yeah, there's no new root growth or anything. This is just compost, in my opinion. Oops. I could try propagating the wet stick, but I'm not even gonna bother because our other cutting that was living on the Vitsto shelf has thankfully survived, and it is rooted in here, which I'm so happy about. Honestly, I would be really disappointed if this plant just completely croaked, but no, it's doing well, looking gorgeous. We have an active growth point down here, if you can see that. So yeah, it's looking great. What is on it though? It has like weird specks, but I don't really think that that's anything. I'm kind of surprised that I had, well, I guess I did some wet sticks, so maybe those have rooted, but I had several leaves that I was trying to propagate from this plant, and this is our sole survivor. But I'm glad that she's made it, and this plant is going to continue to live on in my collection. So I am thinking about doing LECA for this, and well, this is actually my problem, because I was wanting to move away from the moss pole for this one because I don't think it needs it, because this isn't a plant where I'm sizing up the leaves. It's just to give it support. So I was thinking of just doing something like a wooden stake, but is that gonna work for semi-hydro with my current pots and supplies and everything? I don't know, to be honest with you. So I might have to think about this and decide what I want to do. But the good news is that she is doing well. Okay, I just thought of something for the frosted heart and being in LECA and climbing. What about these tree fern poles or tree fern stakes? I've had these for years now, honestly. This came from Northern Gecko like 3 years ago, probably. They sent me a package with some tree fern fiber products to try out. And I had a couple of packs of these. This one is unopened. I have used these before. I used to have my vanilla orchid climbing one, I believe. And I don't remember why I took it off. I think it outgrew it and I ended up cutting it. I don't really remember. But I have these. They're sitting downstairs and I was like, wait, this actually might work in LECA? Do you think? I don't know. I think I might give it a go though. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about this. So that'll be something fun and different to try out. Okay, and then next we have my variegated Hoya polyneura, which y'all would have seen in my last video that I posted. It's actually putting out new leaves, which is super exciting. I don't know if you'll be able to see new little leaves coming out there. So I am going to be putting this in soil. It's already in soil and I don't want to mess with anything. So I'm probably going to be putting this into Molly's Aeroid mix. That is my favorite mix for Hoyas right now. Same with this one. I'm just gonna go ahead. I mean, this is like established. It's not really a propagation, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get these potted up while I'm at it. So this is also going to go in Molly's Aeroid mix because it's already in soil and seems to be well rooted in there. This variegated Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. What am I gonna do with this? I'm kind of thinking pon. I have this like square pot available. It's already locked and loaded with pond. Honestly, I'll probably switch it out to different pond because I don't know. I want to at least rinse this. It's been sitting in there for a while, so yeah, I'll probably end up putting this in pond. Although, see, what am I gonna do? Because I want this to be climbing something as well. Or I could just pin it to the wall. Which wall though? I don't know. Or should I give this a moss pole? I don't know. I need to figure that out as well. But I think I'm gonna want to go with pond for this one, and hopefully it will do well with that. This Begonia polensis cutting, I have been trying to root this for so long. I thought that I took a good cutting. You really have to get part of the rhizome, I feel, with the polensis. It's probably been my most challenging plant to propagate, and I think that I could propagate it from leaf propagation, like where you cut up the leaf and lay it on a bed of sphagnum or something, but I just haven't tried that yet. But I think that that would be the way to go because I really have not had a lot of success. I was able to successfully start a new one from my mother plant by just making sure I cut off part of the rhizome that was like rooted, if that makes any sense, because if you just cut off a stem, it's not going to work. So I tried to cut off part of the rhizome with this one, but it's just not taking, and it's been months now. I don't even know how this isn't completely yellow, but I think I'm just gonna do away with it because I don't know. I was kind of growing this as a backup to send for the trade that I did, but I ended up having success with the one that I ended up sending. Like, it's already done, so I don't really have a need to propagate this anymore. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna get rid of it because it's been testing my patience, to be honest. One that I am gonna be opting for soil for is the Maranta Silver Band. These are the kind of backup cuttings that I took from my main plant because I've been struggling with my main plant for quite a while, and that one's living in pond. So I just wanna try out this one in soil and see if it will do a little bit better. This plant was originally growing in soil when I first got it and it did amazing. So maybe it just prefers that. I don't know, but yeah, we're gonna do soil for this one. I need to get a pot for this, probably a 4 or 5 inch. Actually, I can probably end up using this pot for it once we take this jewel orchid, my Ludicea discolor. Now this, I think I can pot it up because I can see some roots, but it doesn't look super rooted. So I guess I might end up not potting it, but I'm gonna try to pot it up today because I would just rather be, you know, get it all settled in. So this plant used to be quite big and it got a horrible case of aphids, which was very annoying. So I ended up, well, I tried to treat it and the aphids came back, and then I just ended up taking cuttings. So yeah, we're starting over, and that's okay. You know, I'm pretty okay with starting plants over again. It's actually kind of fun to do a little refresh. But this one, I'm thinking of trying LECA this time actually. So that will be quite interesting to see how it goes. So I'm gonna set aside this black pot. We'll do LECA for that one. And then I'll reuse the plastic pot for my Maranta, if all goes well with that. I have some Hoya water propagations here. We have Chingonensis, and we also have Ctanthe or Campanulata, whatever the heck it is now, which these both have mother plants that I'm just going to be putting them back into, so I don't need to be starting a new pot for either of those. Oh yeah, I just kind of put this one here to give y'all an update that unfortunately this Hoya Ctenanthe intervariegated that I was hoping to get rooting in here, get re-rooting. Oh, the roots look like kind of healthy, but I think it's an illusion. I think the plant, I mean, I could put it in a prop box and see if it did anything. I did one time grow a Hoya back from a wet stick, and that was quite a feat, I feel. So I could try that because the roots are still kind of white and healthy. Oh, it's not gonna want to focus. Okay, well, you'll have to trust regardless, I thought maybe I could reuse the pot for one of these plants that we're gonna be working with today. Okay, this is probably one of the more exciting things that I have to pot up today. My Syngonium chia pens variegated. I've had 2 of the wet stick cuttings actually go ahead and root up for me, which is amazing because I thought that I was just not going to have this plant anymore. I was having so much trouble with it going fully white. But we have this cutting, or this like leaf that's come out on the wet stick, and then we have another one over here on a different one, so I'm really happy with that. And I think I'm also going to be going ahead and potting up my variegated Hoya, the inner variegated, which I completely chopped up because of mealies like a long time ago, so that is definitely due to come out of here. Oh wait, okay, it is rooted. I was like, wait a second, it is rooted. So yeah, those will come out of here, and I think I'm gonna do LECA for both of them. I don't know, I mean, we'll see how far my LECA goes because I have a good amount, but we'll see how many pots we can fill up with it. And then in this bin, we actually have Philodendron domesticum. I cut up my Philodendron domesticum variegated, I think at the end of last year, and wasn't able to get any nice variegation on any of the cuttings. And these also just look entirely green, which is definitely a bummer because I love the variegated domesticum, and that is a philodendron I would like to bring back into my collection, but I don't really have an interest in growing just a green one, so I'm probably gonna get rid of those, sadly. I wish that they had some variegation on them, but they just don't. There are still some like wet sticks in here though that are rooted. Like this one is definitely rooted. This like chunky one, I don't know if you will see right there. And it has a growth point, so I'm gonna keep watching and see if any of these decide to push out some variegation for me. But yeah, that kind of sucks. And is that it? I think that that's it. I do have another little propagation box, if you're wondering where my third one is, because I do have 3 of these mini propagation boxes. This one's completely empty. It just, I don't know, I'm probably gonna reset it at some point. I don't know if I'll do that today, but I think I just want to give it a wash and boil the perlite or switch it out or whatever I'm gonna do because it's just a little crusty and dusty. But yeah, this one has been emptied out. So that is the current situation. We have a lot of repotting to do, but I feel like getting organized and gathering my supplies and deciding what I want to do is half the battle. Like once I know what I'm doing, I can just quickly pot things up, bang, bang, boom. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab my LECA and my potting mix that I need, the rest of my pots that I need as well, and we'll get started. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try to fly through some of the LECA ones first. So let's start off with Begonia thurstonii. You coming out of your enclosure? I'm just gonna fill this up. I'm gonna probably skip the filling part because it's just so noisy. Okay, so let's see what roots we are working with here. Minimal roots on these 2. So maybe those are the ones that I'm gonna experiment with in LECA. And then this one, I mean, still not a lot of roots, but I don't know how much you can see. There are definitely more roots than the other 2 cuttings. So this one, I might go for the potting mix. But let's get these 2 all potted up in here. Honestly, I think, like, I have a feeling that these are gonna be okay, that they're just gonna go ahead and root up, but only time will tell. Okay, they look kind of funny just poking out of there. 2 little sticks. I'm really on a LECA kick right now. Like, I'm feeling excited about LECA. Is this going to change my life? Is putting more plants in LECA going to change my life? I just feel like it's such a great option as far as substrates go, for ease of care, for the fact that you can reuse it, like literally just boil it and reuse it. I find that so nice. So I really want to master it, or at least get better at growing in it. And I've been having a lot more success lately, like this year, than I have in the past. LECA and I have a bit of a tumultuous history together, but I feel like I'm finally slowly figuring it out. I currently have my Alocasia frydek and what else? Alocasia longiloba silver in LECA, and I feel like there's other ones as well, but what are they? What are they? Is that it? Oh, my Monstera albo, and that one's doing really well in LECA also. So yeah, we're slowly figuring it out. I just feel like it could hold the answers for me, you know? So here we are, Begonia thurstonii. So glad to be trying with this one again, because I don't know what has been going on. I mean, I've been mentioning this all year now, that this begonia is just being so weird. She's gone like opalescent on me. She's so pale. This is supposed to be a very, very dark begonia. I'm not sure. But we're gonna try again here and see if I can do her better. So I said I was gonna go ahead and pot the Begonia Sinbad back in with the mother plant, but I've actually decided I think I'm gonna try it in LECA, because the other one is in Pawn and that one just hasn't been doing great either. So why don't I just start a new little pot of LECA and see if it does any better? I don't know, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this little pot, because why not? Why not just experiment and see what happens? Because maybe it just hates my DIY pawn, which I wouldn't blame it because it's not a very fancy pawn mix. So we'll see. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping so much LECA. I'm gonna have to go around after and collect it all. I love pawn, I really do. I've definitely had more success growing in pawn than LECA, like in the grand scheme of my growing history. However, I will say LECA is so much easier to work with. It's less messy, it's easier to scoop, it's not like falling through all the cracks and everything. It's just really nice. So that's something else that I like about it. But what am I putting in here? Oh yeah, Begonia Sinbad. Okay, let's grab her. This is quite a small pot, but we're just gonna see how she does, and then I can upgrade her if she's doing well in here. She is potted in there, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and water these all through with Super Thrive water just to kind of get them going. That's typically what I like to do, and then I will switch over to my general hydroponics fertilizer for these plants. Okay, now I need to find a little pot for this one, since I am gonna go ahead and pop it in soil. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have almost done it again. Every time that I go to pot up my propagations or to pot up plants in general, before I start, I think, oh yeah, I really need to pot up my Monstera esqueleto. And then I always forget to. And I almost forgot again for this video, but I just happened to make eye contact with it when I was gonna sit back down. Oh my goodness. Okay. We have to get her potted. And I also need to clean the leaves because she has scale, which I tried to clean off the other night, but there's still more to get off. This plant has had scale for so long, it just like won't go away. It's super annoying. But anywho, we need to get her sorted in this video also. Cannot forget about that. Okay, so I actually found a cover pot as well down there for this begonia, which I think would look really nice with it if it gets its color back. Okay, so I have a bit of my begonia mix still in this bin, so I'm gonna go ahead and I don't even have a scoop. That's okay, we'll just literally scoop it up with the pot. And then all I'm gonna do is just gently stick it in. Super, super easy. So we'll see how this one does versus the one, or the ones in LECA. There she is. Okay, we're cruising, I'm feeling good about it. All right, so in order to do, actually, let me think about this. I need to go dump this. I'm gonna boil and reuse this jumbo perlite, so I'm just gonna dump it in a strainer right now, I think, and then we'll go ahead and pot the Solanum with LECA in here. Okay, so I gave it a little scrub as well to get the bad vibes from the Syngonium that croaked out of there. This is so cute, this round little plastic cup thing. Honestly, I should put some stickers on here or something. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead with that one in there. Now, I don't know what the roots are gonna look like in here. I'm hoping it's not crazy rooted. Just because, oh yeah, it is quite rooted. Because sphagnum is kind of annoying. But that's okay. I actually need some sphagnum, so I forgot to show you the Hoya carrii that's currently in water, and it looks like it might be starting to push, like just the beginnings. You know, when you can kind of see roots like just starting, it's like a little bump. But I think I want to transfer this over to sphagnum, so I'll probably reuse this sphagnum for that one because it's perfectly fine. This plant doesn't have pests or anything. Now, I am a little nervous about transferring to LECA from sphagnum. I'm going to try to get as much off as I can, but these roots are really fine, so I'm not going to be able to get all of it off, I don't think. We'll just kind of do our best here. But I definitely prefer putting plants in sphagnum, or sorry, putting plants in LECA that have been rooted in water only. But I just felt like this Solanum would root well in sphagnum, and it did. Okay, I'm actually pretty impressed with how much I was able to get off. It looks pretty good. So let's fill this up with some LECA. I'm so curious. Or wait, am I doing LECA or Pon? I think I was wanting to do Pon for this, wasn't I? Okay, I might go rinse some of this Pon so that I can reuse it. This definitely is not proper, but I'm too lazy to... I mean, I could go get LECA from the bin, but... or sorry, Pon. But this is right here, and I think it's fine. So I'm just gonna put some of this in a strainer, rinse it, and then put it in here. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get this situated in here. And then go fill up the rest of this. And then I'll show y'all what it's looking like. It's looking a little crazy, but that's okay. Maybe if I have them all pointing out. Or maybe the other way, honestly. I don't know. She'll sort herself out as she starts growing. Okay, y'all, she is all sorted out in here, and I think that she looks so good. I hope that this plant continues to do well. I mean, I feel like every single time I've done something with this plant, whether it be repotting it, whether it be propagating it, it always goes through a wilty stage, but then it perks back up again. So I am prepared for that. But yeah, I hope she ends up taking well to this and enjoys Pon. We shall see. I'm so curious to see how all of these plants do, since I am going so heavily towards a semi-hydro setup for most of them. It's just something that I still feel like is pretty new to me, and I never fully know what to expect. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but there she is, looking really great in there. I'm probably gonna keep her clipped where she was in the cabinet, I think. She'll still fit. Wait, oh yeah, this. Okay, let's tackle the jewel orchid next, because once I free up this pot, then we can pot up the Maranta silver band. So this is gonna be another LECA setup. I need to figure out the, I'll use this one for now, I guess. The watering meter is somewhere, but I don't know where it is this second, and this one already has one in here. So it looks like the little tip broke off of this. Will it go back on? Oh yeah, I think it will. Okay, perfect. So that goes in there. This goes here. Oh my gosh. And then we need the bottom part. And we're gonna, oh no, does this one not? Oh no, it does. Okay. Get that through there and then stick the top on. And we are ready to go. Put that back in. So this is the type of self-watering pot that you can't remove the plant. There's no like insert, like this one that I just took the pon out of. It's at the sink right now, but that has like the insert that you can remove and flush the plant if you want to. I will say I'm not a big flusher. I'm definitely not a big flusher. And I've had plants live in these pots without ever being taken out for years. So I still use them. From now on, I do gravitate to buying these ones with the inserts just to have the option to be able to take them out and like check out the roots and everything. But yeah, I still do have these pots, so I'm just gonna, you know, continue to use them. All right, so let's see what the root situation is here. I can see some roots right there, which is what made me grab this plant and think perhaps I could pot it up. But this sphagnum, like, it still looks very fresh. Like, I don't think this is rooted very far in here, and it hasn't even been in for very long, so we'll see if they are all ready or not. Oh, I think that they do actually all have roots starting. Oh my gosh, that is perfect. I'm gonna have a bit of a sphagnum mess here, but that's okay. Oh, I'm so glad. This plant, this Ludicea discolor, I have rooted it in just water in the past, but I've heard that it does better in sphagnum, and I think it definitely rooted up faster in sphagnum than when I had it in water. So that would appear to be the way to go for this one. Now these are very small roots, I'll show you in a second, but going into LECA, I think it might be okay and even beneficial, dare I say, so that it can adapt. Wow, hard to get the sphagnum off though. They're like super fuzzy roots. Do you see how fuzzy these roots are? I hope it's focusing. They are so fluffy. Like, that's crazy. Really cute. Y'all know this is one of my favorite plants because of the dark foliage and because it blooms in winter, like December, January, which is so fun. I don't know if it'll bloom for me this year since it's young again. She's aged backwards. It might, honestly. It might. But I guess we'll find out. Maybe this will grow a lot between now and November, December. And once again, it'll be really interesting to see how this one does in LECA because I've only ever grown this plant in soil. Okay, that's gonna be good enough for that one. Again, we have just a lot of super fluffy roots. I could not believe how much damage the aphids, well, I could believe because I feel like aphids cause, they're very destructive pests. Like some pests, I feel like the damage really, it takes some time and it takes a lot of the pest to damage a plant. It's more gradual, I guess, but with aphids, like they will take the leaves out so quickly. It's crazy and it's very annoying. Yeah, they all kind of are the same. Like they have small roots starting. Yeah, there's that one. Pretty much the same as the other two. And then we have one more cutting, which I'm assuming once again is going to be around the same. Yeah, just like small roots starting. All right, cool, cool, cool. So looks good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cuttings here, and I'm gonna fill this up with some LECA. Get these situated. You stuck, baby? Olive has been having so many problems with walking on the floor. Like, she's scared of the floor and she's slipping and sliding. So weird. She used to walk on the floors just fine. So this has been going on for a good couple of months now. And we're trying to think of a solution. Rugs are really expensive and then also need to be like washed and stuff, so that's not a great solution. So I ended up getting like grippy stuff that sticks to the floor. So I'm gonna put grips on our floor. I just mopped and now I need to go ahead and put those on sometime soon while the floors are still clean. But yeah, we'll see if that actually helps her or not. But it's been quite the thing, her fear of the floors. And then she'll just be on a rug, like the rug in front of the bit show. She'll get stuck there all the time. We call it Olive Island. We're like, oh, are you stuck on Olive Island? And we have to go and grab her and carry her over. But sometimes she's fine. Like, she just did a lap around the kitchen island, walking normally. But then she psychs herself out. So now she's gonna be stuck again on Olive Island. Okay, so these ones are all potted up, looking crazy as usual. Y'all know the drill. When plants are freshly potted, they look a little crazy. She's gonna need to settle in. I think I'm gonna take a quick moment to water what we already have potted because I'm only halfway through and I just worry about things sitting in like this dry soil. And I mean, the LECA's moist, so these ones would be fine, but I might as well just water them through. So I'm gonna do that quickly. Okay, we have my nice clean Super Thrive bottle. I'm gonna add 6 drops in of Super Thrive. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'm just gonna fill them up. This one is all done. Honestly, I could clear these off the table as well. Make some more space for myself. Begonia Thurstonii. Wish her luck, you guys, because man, it has been a rough year. A rough year. I feel like LECA could be the answer though, because this begonia it's such a thirsty plant. Like, I simply cannot keep up, so we'll see how it does. I honestly might put her on the calyx for now. Begonia Sinbad. Do y'all grow this in ambient humidity or do you grow it in an enclosure? Let me know, because mine has been in the Millsbo cabinet. I've pretty much only grown it in a Millsbo cabinet, but like I said, it just hasn't been doing great. So, and maybe, I mean, yeah, I don't know. These have rooted well outside of the cabinet, so maybe I should keep just rolling with that since it's probably pretty adapted to room humidity. Maybe I'll leave it out. I don't know where I'm gonna put it though. Maybe I'll try the Vitsto shelf? Okay, I put it on the Vitsto shelf. We shall see. I'll actually be so happy if I can grow it there because I feel like it is just, it suits the vibe of that shelf in terms of what kinds of plants that I want to be growing on there. And it brightens it up because I don't have many pink plants over there. I don't really have any pink plants over there actually, except for the like flowers on my pinks and the flowers on my orchid. Okay, I just refilled my Super Thrive here. We're gonna go ahead and I usually do 1/3 for this type of setup. I fill it up 1/3 full of water. That's a little more than 1/3, but good enough for the solanum. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in the cabinet. Also for rooting in perlite, I typically like to keep the water at 1/3 full as well. If it becomes completely dry, like all the water gets used up and you don't get to it, it's usually fine. You can just top it back up to 1/3 unless it's been bone dry for like days. Then the roots might be dried up, but yeah, I typically try to maintain it at 25 to 30% full of water. Okay, so while I have all this, oh shoot, I need to water this one. I almost forgot about the most important one that needs to be watered. The soil one. I'm just gonna take this to the sink. Okay, what next? Oh yeah, since I have the sphagnum in front of me, I'm gonna go ahead and get this Hoya situated. If you missed seeing it in my other video, it is this like velvety Hoya that I have a cutting of now. It did have 2 leaves, but I think I burned, oh there it's focusing. I think I burned one of the leaves or something. I don't really know. I have it rooting under the Soltech Grove now, but I want to pop it in some sphagnum because I don't want the leaves falling into the water. Actually, I might as well just fill this all the way up, then it can be kind of like sticking out, you know? And I will be watching this like a hawk because I really am excited for this to root up. Look at how cute. There's just one little leaf sticking out here. Okay, so she's good to go. I'll just pop a little bit of Super Thrive in here, why not? Why not? Okay, hopefully she does well. Now I'm gonna be using this pot for, wait, what am I using this for? Maranta Silver Band. I guess I'm gonna use my Begonia mix. Or should I use Molly's? I feel like the Molly's is too chunky for this plant. So we're gonna go with the Begonia mix. I think it has like the thirst of a begonia, you know? And the thin roots. Okay, I just scooped it full of soil again. I'm cutting her down to the wire, you guys. I feel like I was dilly-dallying too much earlier, and now I need to be finished with these in like half an hour, so we'll see. These rooted up so well for me. Well, this one did. This one had, I think, 2 leaves on it when I took the cutting, and we got a ton of roots on that one. This was only a single leaf cutting, and we have roots, but they're a lot smaller. So I'm just gonna try to create a little spot for this to go. Oh yeah, perfect. I'm very curious to see how this is gonna grow in comparison to the one that's in pond, which just has not seemed happy with me. Boom, that was so easy. Just stuck them in. I'm gonna take this to the sink and water them as well, I think. And now my favorite propagation vessel is freed up. This is just so pretty, I love it. I just got it from Michael's, but it's just gorgeous. Okay, I feel like we're doing really well here. So next, let's do Syngonium Frosted Heart into, what was I gonna do this one into? This pot? I think so. I need to find the meter for it though. Okay, I found it. So let's pop it through here. I'm really excited to get this plant growing again because it was so pretty. And I chopped it up because it was just growing over the pole. And I was thinking, do I even need to have this plant on a pole? Probably not. And we need to reduce poles where we can. A lot of plants, they need the pole for me to grow them like how I want to grow them. But this one doesn't need a pole for me to grow how I want it to grow, so. Okay, perfect, we're all set up. Oh yeah, we're gonna do the core pole. Oh my gosh, I forgot, and I'm excited for it. Okay, let's open this baby up. I brought this little kit with me, but I haven't even used it yet because everything has been fairly easy to get situated, but there we go. Okay, coir, or why am I calling this coir? This is tree fern fiber. Tree fern fiber in the eye. Oh my gosh. Not on my clean floors. All the dust is going down on the floors. So I'm just assuming this is gonna be okay in semi-hydro, but do I actually know that? No. So we'll see. I feel like this plant actually is gonna like this though. This Syngonium. I feel like this is like the perfect thing for it to climb. So stick it in there and then get the LECA back in. Now I'm gonna take her out of here. She only has a couple roots, but it's good enough for me, honestly. Oh my gosh, I am always sneezing with plant stuff. The tree fern fiber dust. Okay, so she's just gonna, wait, this is actually so cute. I'm really excited by this. Okay, I'm just gonna situate her where I want her. I think that she actually might climb this and it could look really cool. So I'm pumped. Okay, I know that she's looking like she's just kind of lulling off to the side there, but the way that the vine is pressed against there, I really like. So I'm gonna leave her like that. She doesn't need to be centered. This is kind of a plant that, you know, it has a really cool growth pattern where it comes out on each side of the stem as it grows up, and it looks just stunning. So I'm really happy with this. I'm really curious to see how this is gonna grow on here and how this pole is gonna do in LECA. So yeah, time will tell. Sometimes these meters get stuck, so whenever I don't see it going up, I always just tap them to, oh yeah, see, it was stuck, now it's rising up. There we go. Okay, she is all set up. This is probably the one I'm most excited about out of all these plants today, just because I'm so curious to see how this is gonna grow. And also, doesn't that setup just look so good with the black pot, the brown LECA, and then the brown tree fern, and then the light like minty colored plant? Something about that is just really doing it for me. Okay, so what do we have left? We have my variegated chia pence, which is another important. Oh, we have the variegated Rhaphidophora, Polynura. Okay, let's do the Rhaphidophora because what am I even doing with this one? What am I doing? I kind of want to do LECA. Not me putting all my plants in LECA now. I kind of want to do LECA. But what pot would I use? Maybe this one, dump the rest of the pon out of it and use this. I kind of want to do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm actually really excited to be setting this plant up in this pot because I just love these self-watering pots in particular. Let's get they're basically the same to set up as the other ones. You just have to put the water gauge through. Ready to go. Do you see what I mean? How this comes out? Whereas the other one, it's all just one. Well, there's just like the bottom plate, so you can't like pull out the plant or else all the substrate would come out. I'll probably go ahead and add in an acrylic stake once she starts growing for me. But for now, she's just so baby. I don't think she needs anything, but nice root on her, honestly. Whoops. If you can see that. I'm just gonna hold her in place. This looks so good in this dark pot as well. I love a dark pot in combination with a variegated plant or a minty plant. I just think it looks so nice. Okay, this one I'm also very excited to see how it does. This is like the fastest I've potted up a plant that is new to me. Like I've had this for like a week now. Maybe a little bit longer than that, but Normally I let my propagations sit around for so long, which is why I'm doing this video, because a lot have built up that I need to sort out. Okay, I want to keep the growth point free from getting hit by any of this LECA. That should be good. And there she is. Honestly, that's maybe a little bit too full. Let me take some of these out. Okay, I think that that's better, because they're not really serving any function when they're just sitting on top like that. There she is. Looking so cute. Can't wait to see that growth point push something out. I'm gonna be so excited to see it. Woo, woo, woo. Water's right here, so let's do it. Boom. All right, don't know where oh, actually I'm gonna put it back under the Soul Type Grove because I think it's doing well under that light. Okay, so the next plant that I think I wanna do is the variegated Syngonium Chia Pens, because it's another one that I'm just really, I don't know, excited for. So let's try to pull these out of here. Don't know how extensive the roots are. Oh, actually not very, which is fine because it's easier for me to work with. So I am gonna be doing LECA again because again, I just don't think, like, I don't think I need a moss. Well, honestly, we could do the same thing. I have another one of these. We could do the same thing for this one. Should I do it? I kind of want to do it. I was so happy with the setup over there. Okay, so we have this, didn't even show you. We have this little cutting here with a couple of small roots coming out. Honestly, it looks pretty good. And then we have this one. Ooh, this one feels like it has more roots. And it looks like we have another one that is pushing. Oh, it's not rooted though. But we have a growth point on another one in there. Oh yeah, this one has bigger roots. Bigger roots. I really hope that these don't revert on me. Please just stay variegated. Ugh, variegated plants stress me the heck out sometimes because what the heck. Okay, this actually, I'm just gonna pull off some of the weird bits. But this looks really good, you guys. Like, look at those healthy roots on there. And our leaf right there. We have another one that's being pushed out also. Ooh, I'm gonna have so many exciting updates. I'm just, yeah, I'm really happy with what we're getting potted up today. Okay, the thing is, I only have the bigger version of that pot available, but I think, Dusty, I think it'll be fine because we're potting up 2 cuttings, so double the space. I don't know. I'm just gonna roll with it. However, where is the, oh, there it is. Okay. I'm honestly surprised that I was able to find this many self-watering pots downstairs. I thought that I had most of them in use. Okay, I think I'm gonna set this one up mostly off camera because I need to turn the air conditioning on. I'm so sorry, but I just need to turn it on and I can't film with it on because it hits the mic. But y'all have, I'm just gonna be doing the same thing as the other one and I'll show you when it's all set up. Okay, that actually only took about 3 minutes. It is all set up. Both of the cuttings are in there. I just need to go ahead and pour some water. And I am gonna be keeping this in my cabinet just because it did come out of my propagation bins, so it's used to high humidity. And I don't want to just shock it by going straight to ambient. Uh-oh, we need more water. We need more water. Okay, what do we have left? We're almost done. We're almost done. It feels so good to be getting these all potted up. I can't even tell you. All right, into the cabinet she goes. Okay, I do also have my Hoya Cartesii cuttings here. Not because I'm gonna be potting them up. I think I'm still letting them root on here. I don't know why I grabbed them, to be honest with you. I think this one is rooted. I'm just gonna touch it up with some Super Thrive water. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to actually pot these, but they look like they're doing well. So I guess just a little check-in for those ones. But like I said, I do want to go ahead and pot up this Hoya polyneura. However, what am I going to be potting it into? Soil, but which pot? And I also have Hoya Bella. I think I'm going to do Hoya Bella just in a cup with LECA. Just for now, until I have a better pot for it. I don't have a lot of small self-watering pots. Like, I pretty much just have medium and a larger size. So, I don't know. Maybe I can thrift like some cool things to grow self-watering or LECA plants in. And I don't mind growing them in cups and glasses and stuff. It's just the algae thing that I do not like. But that's okay. Deal with it for now. Oh my gosh, this Bella, this Hoya Bella is gonna need a makeover in the near future anyways, so I guess I don't really care which pot I'm using anymore, because I just pulled it out and it's like empty vine for most of the plant and then the root ball just at the end and these few leaves. So she's gonna need to be propagated again at some point, which is okay. I just want to get her growing in here. Oh my gosh, this is like, this is kind of ridiculous, but oh well. So this is, this is the Hoya Bella setup that we have going on. I mean, she looks cute if she wasn't so sparse. You're naked, girl. You're naked. But honestly, the leaves don't look bad. So hopefully she just keeps growing and we can propagate her again at some point. Okay, there. Honestly, it's kind of cute. Like, I'm kind of feeling it. She's funky. Okay, what is next? What did I say I was gonna do? Oh yeah, Hoya polyneura. I need 2 4-inch pots for these. Okay, y'all, I've got the pots for the last 2. We're in the final stretch and I need to wrap this up because my boyfriend's gonna be using this table shortly for a board game night. So I need to clear up my mess and clear out here. Oh, this has the extra holes. Okay. I guess this is a pot that I was using for an orchid. My orchid that croaked. One of my orchids that croaked. I can't even keep track anymore. They do be croaking. Actually, this pot is from another orchid that is croaking as well. Send help. I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? Polyneura in here, I think. The roots look so good. Look how healthy those babies are. The new leaves, I hope that they don't get too bothered by this. I'm just gonna dig a little hole and stick them in. Ooh, kombucha, thank you. Okay, this one is all potted up in there. And I'm sure it'll be really happy in the mollies, honestly. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this adorable cover pot for it as well. Which, what a cute combo that will be once it grows out and starts vining a little bit. This has been just in room humidity, so I'm just gonna continue with that rather than spoiling it in the cabinet. Yeah, so that one's done. And then the very last one, Hoya Sarawak. Did I have something else I was gonna repot? Oh, the Esqueleto. I fear that once again, I'm not gonna be doing that plant. Oh my gosh, next time I do plant chores, I'll have to do it, but I just, don't have the time or the energy right now anymore. Oh, and these, shoot. That's okay, I'll just do these off camera. I'll just pop them into the mother plants because those don't need their own setups. But let's get this one situated. I'm gonna go ahead and dump soil into here. Oh, okay, this one's got some decent roots on him. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep, like, that potting mix looks good, so I'm not gonna worry about removing it all. Just gonna, boop, move him over. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this potting mix, like, he seems to be loving it anyways. I guess I didn't really need to repot this one, but perhaps he has more room in here now? I don't know. He'll dry out less quickly maybe, which will be good for me. I'm really excited to see this one start growing. Oh my goodness, the first new leaf on this one. I feel like the first new leaf on, or the first new leaves on these like really big Hoya is just really exciting. So there he is. I need to find a cover pot for this one as well because it's haunting me that this orchid is almost no longer with us. It's very yellow and wilted right now, so oh well. All right, so that is it. Oh my goodness, we got so many plants potted up and some really exciting new setups. So I cannot wait to update y'all on how they're all doing. Really hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for hanging out. And thank you once again to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out their jewelry with the link down below at the top of the description box. Other than that, leave me a comment down below. I would love to chat with you and I will see you in the next one. Bye.